Okay, so as I mentioned before, I've done a little bit of preaching. Most of it was to high school students. A lot of them didn't know Jesus, so I'm a little bit more overwhelmed saying that I'm preaching at Barnett College of Ministry and Theology. But it almost makes me feel like I'm not enough. Like I don't have the necessary tools to give this message. And I've noticed that throughout my life, I've constantly felt like I'm not enough. And I don't know if any of you have felt this, but if you could go with me to Mark chapter 1, verse 9. It's the baptism of Jesus, from verse 9 to 11. And it says, "At the time Jesus came from Nazareth in Galilee and was baptized by John in the Jordan. Just as Jesus was coming up out of the water, he saw heaven being torn open and the Spirit descending on him like a dove. And a voice that came from heaven saying, 'You are my Son, whom I love. With you I am well pleased.'" When I was a little kid, my parents did this little system with me. They gave me stickers, so whenever we came to the States, I would go and I would find my toy. And I would go running to my dad and I would tell him, "How many stickers is this?" And if I had 10 stickers, he would tell me 8 stickers. "Oh, no, way too expensive. I don't want to waste all of these stickers on this." And that is how I started to learn. And it was a great system to start trying to learn how the world works, trying to handle money and everything. And as I grew a little bit older, the system started to upgrade a little bit. Now I had to earn my stickers. Now I had to do my bed. I had to clean my room. I had to get good grades. And depending on how I did, I would get more stickers. And I feel like if I cleaned my room, if I did my chores, if I did all of this stuff, I would get something. I would get a little star that later I could do something with. And if we're not careful, we might portray this on God as well. Because it is the way that society tells us that we have to live. So what you do will determine your purpose. How much you earn will determine your value. What you get, what you have, all of this kind of stuff will determine who you are. But that is not the way that it works on God.
That's right.
But we keep on living this way with God. We keep on saying, if only I evangelized a little more. If only I served more. If I did this or I did the other thing, then maybe God will give me this. If only I knew the Bible better. If only I had a degree on ministry and theology. If only I could study at Southeastern. If only I could get rid of my sin. If only I could do this. If only I could get on track with my spiritual disciplines. What am I going to do to get right with God? I need to get right with God. We keep on telling ourselves this. I need to get right with God. But we can't. Can I just say that we're giving ourselves too much power? You can't get right with God. That is why God came to us. This is not the Christian life. It's not a life of rules. It's not a life of do's and don'ts. It's not a life of what you can do. It's a life of what He already did. And so many times we get together and all we do is think of everything that we should do. Everything that we need to do. Life as a Christian is not a life of perfecting our ability to act. And sometimes we think that it is. It's always about what He did for us. And I just want you to see again this story in Mark chapter 1, verses 9 to 11. This is Jesus coming to get baptized. This is Jesus right before starting his ministry. What does this mean? This means that Jesus, and the moment that God opened up the heaven and said, "This is my Son in whom I am well pleased," Jesus had still yet to do miracles. He had still yet to heal people, to cast out demons. Before he performed, as the world says, before he had a huge following, God was opening up the heavens and saying, "This is my Son, and in him I am well pleased." And I don't know about you, but aren't you glad that you do not have to perform? Aren't you glad that Jesus came and he lived the life that we could not live? And again, it doesn't matter who I'm preaching to or where I'm preaching, because it's not about me or what I can do. It's about Jesus.
Amen.